Ukhuwat is different from conventional microfinance in its vision, in its approach, in its operational methodology, and in the quality of human resource it possesses. Ukhuwat believes in solidarity with the poor. We would like to bridge the gap between haves and have-nots. We know that society, on the one side of society, there are people who have much resources at their command, and on the other side there are people who don't have much resources to develop and to grow. There are more than 2 billion people in this world who live in less than $2 a day. So there is a huge gap between haves and have-nots. We think that this gap can only be bridged if we bring the haves nearer to the have-nots. So this is the solidarity and spirit of sacrifice for the poor, and we have created a credit pool. We call it Qarz Hasana pool, and the haves, the people who have more than what they require, they give donations, and because of philanthropy they put money in this credit pool, and this credit pool is a revolving fund, and we take this money and provide that money to the people who want to build their life, who are trustworthy, who are creditworthy, who don't believe in beggary and who don't believe in charity, and they want to do something in their life, and they want to stand on their own feet. The next thing is that we believe in loans which are interest free. We provide loans to the people without burdening them with the cost of capital and with the operational cost. Whatever money we get, whatever money that is donated by the people and that is put in the credit pool, that comes free of cost. So we also provide this money to the poor people free of cost. The operational cost is extremely minimal, and we don't even charge, because we want people to grow. We want them to earn the fruits from the business, whatever do they do. So these two things are drastically different from other microfinance programs. Number one, this inspiration that we have to bring haves and have-nots together, and the best way of bringing them together is that the haves give some money, and that money is given to other people, to the poor people, to start a business. And the operational methodology is that we will be bound to give them these loans free of cost. Then with the passage of time, we have developed 4 basic principles. The principle number 1 is that the entire money would be free of cost, and with no interest would be levied. And number 2, the second principle is that we operate through religious places. This is very important, that we believe that the social intermediation and the financial intermediation could be made through indigenous institutions and the religious places like mosques and churches, because we think that these religious places are centers of activity. These are the clubs, these are the meeting places, these are the places where different sections of society, haves and have-nots, poor and rich, people come together, meet together, see each other, and they get a realization of how the people are, what kind of problems they are facing. So we also experience that all the ingredients of good governance can be operationalized in religious places. For example, there is complete transparency, there is a sense of accountability, there is participation, and above all, another thing is that by utilizing these religious places, there has been tremendous reduction in our cost. So the usage of religious places not only promotes interfaith harmony, not only helps us utilize these huge religious infrastructure for social and economic development, but it also helps us to reduce our cost. So this is the principle number 2. And third thing is that we believe in volunteerism. We believe in self-sacrifice, and majority of our people who are working with the Ukhuwat, they come with a spirit of volunteerism. It's a non-political program, it's a non-sectarian program. We derive inspiration from religious principles, but there is absolutely no discrimination on the basis of caste, religion, sect, creed or language or any geographical choices. So the voluntary, because we also believe that if civil society organizations do not believe in volunteerism, then there is hardly any difference between a non-governmental organization, a civil society organization, and a private sector organization. So this is the third principle. The fourth principle is very, very interesting, and that envisages transforming our borrowers into donors, because we see that whatever we give to the people, that is with an objective to reduce poverty and to reduce vulnerability and to help people stand on their own feet. And then we expect that if somebody gets interest-free capital and with that help it builds his or her life, then we also expect that once he is in a better economic condition, he should also come up and return to the society whatever he has benefited from this support. So we give a very, very loud message to our borrowers that now you are getting interest-free loans, and with this you will be able to build your life. But we will also expect that once you are through this crisis, once you are on your own feet, then we will also expect that you will become donor, and through your donations, through your charity, and through your spirit of sacrifice, you will help build businesses of other people. So these are four core principles. I would again like to repeat that the use of religious places for community development, for social development, for economic development, for all these social and financial intermediation. Then the interest-free loans, because interest not only puts extra burden on the poor people, but it is also to some extent exploitation of the poor people, of their vulnerability and inability to access funds. And all religions of the world also are against riba and interest, and this is strictly forbidden in all the holy scriptures. The third principle, as I mentioned, is volunteerism. The entire effort is built on this spirit of self sacrifice and helping the people who are in need of help. And ultimately, through fourth principle, we would like to build a society where there is a cooperative spirit, where people would be benefiting on the one end, and then again they will also be willing to benefit others. So this is an attempt. This is not only for us, the microfinance or the small loans are not an ultimate end. For us, it's a means to achieve an end, and that end is a society where everybody has basic facilities and opportunities to move ahead and realize his or her potential. So this is very briefly the major difference between conventional microfinance and Hoover's microfinance program. We don't say that the conventional microfinance people say that microfinance is industry, microfinance is business. For us, microfinance is responsibility. We don't do business with the poor. We would like to help them. We would like to give them opportunity to realize their potential and to be self-reliant and to be able to earn their own livelihoods.